Okay, folks, I am. Let me show you my setup. Let me see if I can show you my setup, and you can see what the little hiccup was just there. You looking at me still? Tina, no. Oh, my phone stopped taking the. Oh, this is the problem with my phone at the minute. My phone is on the way out. It is stopping taking the touch. Oh, there you go. Look, there's Tina. Hey, hey. Let's try not to look too bad in front of the people. This scratchy, scratchy. Okay. Here's. Look at you. Look. It's a laundry. It's a laundry bin. It's a chopping board. It's a cauldron, a big pan. And it's a pan, it's a phone stand. Over here we've got a coffee and a red wine. Shall we see if we can get to turn back to me? Just. Now, I set a fixed, what would you call it? A pinned comment in the chat, and if I get rid of that from my screen, that gets rid of it altogether. I'd actually like to keep that pinned chat there, if that's okay. If any of you are, hello. Who's that? I see Frank, Moonhawk, and Franco Walker. Okay, Franco Walker from Big Clive and Scruff Dog. Okay, wow. Okay, wasn't expecting that. That's different. Hello there. You will immediately notice, my friends, you will immediately notice I don't have the production values of a Big Clive or a Scruff Dog. I am a man. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I can show you my situation. Tina, let's try not to undermine me too much, darling. Where are we? See if I can get the phone to take my click. My phone is oh yeah, becoming more and more resistant to my click. Is that, we are looking, yeah, okay, there you go. Now, that is an absolute fucking palace compared to 12 months ago. I've only been living in a tent this big for the past, I think it's 3 months, maybe 4 at a push. And it's brought me so much grief from the Policia Local and Guardia Civil, the Spanish police basically. But that's me. Have a look around the, I'm in a field. Look, it's a big fuck off field. I got a dog, she's down there. She's a fucking nuisance. And I love her to bits. I would be dead without her. Now, are we back? We're back on me there. I can see my glasses in the screen. I say my glasses, they've only been my glasses for today. Is it today? Yesterday. My friend Adela brought the glasses. I'm a bit, what's that? That's a bit Eric Morecambe, isn't it? Wiggle the glasses. Wiggle the glasses. That's a little bit Eric Morecambe. You guys all saying hello to each other. That's nice. I like to see that. You guys talking to each other. You don't need me. Oh, where do we begin, guys? Where do we begin? Okay, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. This is episode 32032 of TrampCast. The channel is Down and Out in Delta Mike, Down and Out in Torrevieja. Delta Mike, that's me. Down and Out. A tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, a man of no fixed abode. Torrevieja, That's a city on the southeast coast of Spain, on the Costa Blanca south. I haven't got much more to say actually, guys. I think I'm a bit out of practice with that one. If you look back at my past videos, I'd probably introduce it better. But that's me. I'm a bloke who, for whatever reason, and we can get into the reason, is living in a field in a town called Torrevieja on the southeast coast of Spain, where I don't speak the language. I will add, my inability to speak the language is one of my greatest embarrassments. I consider myself intelligent. I figured that given the necessity, I would learn the language. I think I have a fantastic vocabulary when it comes to written Spanish. But when it comes to spoken Spanish, I can't hear it. The guys, they speak too fast. The men in particular have these deep, gravelly voices that I can't. I listen to a stream of I don't pick out the words. I maybe pick out one word in 10 or one word in maybe even one word in 20 sometimes, depending on the man in question. My inability to learn to speak Spanish is one of my greatest failures in life, one of my greatest embarrassments. I expected I would learn Spanish when I was confronted with it. Written Spanish, I can read. Yeah, I mean, let's get this right. I wouldn't trust myself with a legal case or anything, you know what I mean? I'm not, but I can read a book. If I read a book, I can follow the plot, I can follow the context, I can follow, there might be 2 words out of 20 that I don't get in a sentence. Most of the time, that's not a problem. Occasionally, it reverses the meaning of the sentence, and it takes a little while for me to pick up the fact that I've kind of read it wrong. But I can read a book, I can read a Spanish novel and basically know what's happening. But if I'm in the Spanish police cells and a police officer's asking me if I want to go to the toilet or if I want to, you know, a this or a that, number ones or number twos or whatever, I got no clue. It's, as I say, it's one of my greatest failings in life, and it was unexpected to me. I expected I would move out here, and I thought within 4 or 5 years I would pick up Spanish. And it never happened. It never happened. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I can read it, but I can't hear it. And if you can't hear it, then you can't speak it back. I can't come up with the words. If I need to construct a sentence to say back to them, my efforts have been mainly in translating this way. Putting together a sentence to go back that way takes so much longer and is so unsuccessful so many times. It's just easier to say, no hablo español. Lo siento. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish. It's just my greatest failing. And on an intellectual level, I don't like admitting that because I think I'm, how do you put this? I rate myself as above average. I'll go further. I rate myself as significantly above average when it comes to intellect. It just didn't work with languages. It just was not there. I cannot hear it, and if I can't hear it, I can't do it, and then I can't learn it, and I can't speak it. I did in the early days. I did the sleeping thing with the Spanish on in the. I can hear the individual words. If I listen to a Spanish news broadcast, especially if it's female speaking, I can hear the individual words, and I'm battling to catch up and post-process and pin together what they're saying, and I get the gist of what they're saying. Spanish female newsreaders who are speaking slowly and clearly, I have a chance. As soon as they hand over to males, that gravelly, deep, I got no, it goes out the fucking window. It really do. It's that simple. I even learned early on here in Torrevieja, you're listening for one language, and the old blokes who are sat in a bar in the corner playing dominoes or whatever they're playing with, especially dominoes where they're slamming them down and doing, they're not even speaking what we would call Spanish, Castellano. They're often speaking a different version of Spanish, Valenciano or not Castellano, further north, Barcelona. Sorry. Look, I don't even have the fucking vocabulary to explain where I'm going wrong with my vocabulary. I got into an argument. I sat once and I spoke with a couple for 3 hours. They were on the next table in a bar. I'm talking with them and their grandson and granddaughter for 3 hours. And then I apologized. They said something and I didn't catch it. It's just someone's peeping lots and lots and lots. Maybe they were just peeping to annoy me. That's a current thing with a couple of the locals have decided to peep every time they come past in an effort to dissuade me from being here. Whereas some of their other counterparts are bringing me food and money and helping me and bring me water. One or two of them want to dissuade me from being here. Make me go away. You see what we got? We got a car here. We got a car here just stopped outside the tent. It's a deliberate. Tina, go. It's okay. It's okay. Tina. Tina! It's okay, girl. That's my friend Ismo. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Ismo. Tina, go to Ismo. Go, go, go. I'm going to go. Okay, this is different. It's not what I thought it was. My friend Ismo, he drove down here from Finland a month or so ago. But his car broke down in Germany. He had to leave his car behind. He had to leave his car behind. And you see my friend Ismo, if you saw the one with the chair that broke, that was my friend Ismo. Ismo, we're in the middle of a live stream.
Good.
We're live.
Beer from Finland for you.
Beer from Finland for me. No, hombre. Oh, look at this. Oh, I was running out of beer, so beer is good. Beer is good. Let me see. I don't. Which way is the camera pointing outwards or inwards? Oh, it's looking at you. There's my friend Ismo. I'm not going to focus.
Hello, people.
Hello, people. Ismo says hello, people, and he says beer Finlandia.
2 days, 720 kilometers.
1,720 kilometers.
Yesterday 850 and today is to 920 kilometers.
We're in the middle of a live stream, Ismo. Come on in.
Oof.
Bring beer. But you might have to park either at the top or the bottom.
Oh, I have 10 hours flight for the
Yeah, I know you've had a long day. Ismo has a long day.
I maybe one beer. How
Okay.
many beer you want?
All the beer. How many beer do I want? No, no. 1 or 2, my friend. That's okay. Tina, come on. Let's go back. We're in the middle of a live stream. Let's come and talk to the peoples. Hold on, folks. Here we go. That's different. Especially just after all the noise from the other people, from the locals that weren't happy with me being here. It's my friend Ismo. Ismo Finlandia. Let me see. Here's Tina. Whoa! There's Tina. There's a beer. It's not that cold. It was in a cool box, but it's not that cold. Let me see if I can turn the camera back around. Because sometimes... You're looking at me? Okay, that's okay. Were you looking at me all along? That might not have been too great. Grab a chair, Ismo.
This is almost cold. 1 month for my car.
1 month in your car and it's still cold.
For 6 for you.
Hombre, no. Oh, look, grab a chair. You're over there.
I got the first corner.
Oh, well, be careful. Ismo?
Yeah.
It's a camera. Camera is on and facing you.
No.
You need to. Okay. How do I explain, folks? Oh shit! Knees. You see, folks? No table. They took away my green plastic furniture. They took away my table because green plastic might burst into flames. Just like my bottles of water. You've obviously seen when bottles of water have burst into flames. If any of you want to tell me about how a bottle of a propane canister has ever burst into flames just in sunlight, or just in daylight, because because it was even shaded, it wasn't even in sunlight, it was just in daylight sometimes. Bastardos. Guardia sizzle.
I may be coming back 1 hour or half hour. I keep pick up for the 3 vacuum cleaner for the 1 female friend. Finland.
You're picking something up for a female friend?
Yeah.
Tina, no. Tina, stay. I don't. My friend Ismo, his English isn't always the greatest. I don't always catch the subtleties. Where are we, guys? Where are we? I've got no idea where I was. I see Franco. I see beer is always welcome. Yeah, listen, guys. When it hits the weekend, if you're in Torrevieja and you can drop by with a 12th pack of beer either on a Friday or a Saturday, that's always welcome. My friend Sven, now we're going to get to this soon, but Sven dropped by, wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday. Sven dropped by and he brought a 12 pack of beer. That's, you know, that's always welcome. Now Sven, I'm under a non-disclosure agreement. Sven was celebrating, Sven and Anna. They came to Torrevieja with the intention of renting. But while they were here, a family member donated or lent or gifted, I guess is the way to put it, gifted money to him and his siblings, brothers and sisters. I don't know. I don't know the full story. But he changed his mind from renting to buying. And he's in the process now of it's not finalized, but look, I'm probably saying too much. But to celebrate, he stopped by here with a 12 pack of beer. He had one and left me with the other 11 or 10 after, I guess, after he'd had one and I'd had one. and he left me with the other 10 on Friday night. Look, Friday night is open night at the tramp camp, always. If any of you are here in Torrevieja and you've got a feeling that, hey, I can spend €3.60, €3.80, €4, €5, €6, however much your beer is that you buy. I buy Steinberg from Mercadona. It's about $3.40 for a 12-pack. When I can afford a 12-pack. About twice a year. But he stopped back with proper brand name. I'm not even sure what it was. It was red. Yeah. But I'll take beer. When beer's available, I'll take it. I will always take a beer. Here we go. I thought my friend Ismo was just pulling up at the top of the road, but I think he might have gone. Let me explain. About a month ago, Ismo set off from Finland with his car. And he got a ferry across from Finland to Sweden and from Sweden to Germany. And then his car broke down. And he didn't have the wherewithal, he didn't have the parts to fix it. So he drove to the airport car park, got a plane and came to Torrevieja. Well, Alicante and then Torrevieja. And a couple of days ago he went back to Germany with a bag with brake discs and brake fluid and whatever. I don't understand these things. I got no clue. But he thought he had all the parts he needed to fix this thing, and he just needed to book a flight back. Now, if you remember a few weeks ago, guys, I was going to do a TrampCast, and my friend Ismo was here, and his mum died while he was here. Like literally. He sat at home and his sister said, I'm going to the hospital. And then she rang him and she said, I'm at the hospital and the room's empty. It looks like it's been cleared out. Now they were expecting it to be moved the next day. So there was this, have they moved her early? Maybe they've just moved her early. And his sister went off to investigate and said she'd call back. And Ismo sat in his apartment for 2 hours and got no update. And he was due to come here to see me that day. So he came and saw me, he brought some beer and he came and sat here. And he still didn't hear anything and eventually, he didn't ring his sister, but he rang his aunt, his mum's sister. And he was told that his mum hadn't made it. She'd passed. So he literally like he would. I mean, obviously, but nothing disrespectful. He burst into tears here, and I cuddled him. I've been through it myself. My mum died when she was 60. She died real young. So I nurtured. That's not right, is it? I cuddled him when his mum died, and he was here. But then, so he's going back to Germany to get his car to come here, and then in a few days he's going to fly back to Finland to see his brother and sister and sort out all the family stuff that goes along with that situation. Wow, this has all been a major departure from where I thought I was. Happy for the beer though. He told me, he's been telling me for weeks, ever since he set off, Finland beer is best beer. It's certainly good beer. I wasn't expecting him to just pull up, dump a few cans and then drive off. I thought he was going to park his car and come here. But no, he's gone. Are we still live? Where is everybody? I see cheers. Cheers. Okay. Cheers to you, the subscribers in particular. Guys, any day now, we're going to hit 950. Once we hit 950, the push is on for 1,000. Let's get there. If we can do that in the next couple of weeks, 1,000, 2 weeks from now, where are we? It's the 16th. If we can do 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month, by the end of June, that should be the target. If you can help me, I'd appreciate it. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a Facebook or a Twitter following, just give us a shout out. Tell everyone there's this tramp in a field in Torrevieja. He's not a bad lad, despite what the locals say, despite what the police say anyway. He's not a bad lad. I'd appreciate it. Okay, we got nowhere basically, did we? Where are we with any? We haven't done the numbers or any of this. How far in are we? 26 minutes in. I haven't even started the numbers because no, Tina, no. It's just nice ladies walking past. Very nice ladies. Hello. Hello. Hey. Wow. Very, very nice ladies. Too nice, you know. Too nice to stop and talk to a tramp like me. Maybe in the old days, before tramphood, maybe they would have considered talking to me. Right about now, it doesn't matter how blonde their hair is and how pretty they are. They're not gonna stop and talk to a tramp. Maybe one day, just not now. Okay, Tina, go. It's okay. Right. Okay, folks. So, where did we get to? I was in the middle, I think, of saying Delta Mike, down and out, all the synonyms for down and out. What are they? I can't remember. Oi, stop it. Synonyms for down and out. It was a phrase I had once upon a time. It just trotted off the tip of the tongue. Today, not so much. Okay, we move on. But thumbs up. If you haven't hit a thumbs up already, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, if you like what you see, I got no idea why you would, but you know. If you like it, hit a thumbs up. Hey, if you hate it, I don't give a fuck. Hit the thumbs down. I have a noticeable contingent of detractors, as Eric July would call them. If you're a detractor, if you think I'm a bad guy, if you think I'm a grifter, a liar, a whatever, hit the thumbs down. I don't give a fuck. It's all to the good for me. YouTube just add up the ups and the downs. The downs don't detract from the ups, they add to it. If you think that I'm a bad guy and that I'm a liar and that it's all a grift and it's all a con, hit the thumbs down. Please do. I know some of you do. I know who you are. Shortly I'm going to be banning you. We're going to get to that this next week. There's going to be a separate video on that this next week. I have reached a conclusion, folks. Let me give you a broad brush, like a broad brush outline now. This channel is about me documenting my life. Okay? Documenting how it is, what it is, where it is, when it is, why it is. Okay? If you arrive here and you call me some kind of fucking lying, grifting, con-manning asshole, up until now, I've let it go and I've argued with you on a point by point basis, and I put my point, you put your point. For me, that was enough. That was a free speech pivot point to let other people denigrate me. I can't. There's a comment there that I can't quite read. I'll come back to it later. And I will read these back, and if I need to respond, I will do a separate video to respond, because I'm sorry, I'm in really bright sunlight and it's not. I saw that there was a comment and it looked like something I wanted to respond to, but it's not that clear to me. So I will come back maybe tomorrow or the day after in a separate video. But here's the thing, guys. You are perfectly free to comment on my actions. If you think I did something wrong 3 years ago, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, whatever, last week, whatever, you think I did something wrong and you want to comment and say, whoops, I think that was the wrong decision, that's okay. I can take that. I'm a big boy. If you want to say, I don't agree with this guy, I don't agree, something here isn't right, something is not, that's okay. If you step into my online home and start calling me a liar, a grifter, if you say that everything I've ever said and done is just a lie, I've decided to reinstate what in Usenet news groups we used to call plonk. People leaving our news group kill filed. Plonk! You'll be gone. I haven't got the time for you. This is my online home. You step into my home and you ridicule me, you call me names, you call me a liar or a grifter or a con man. Fuck you. Fuck you. Now if you want to come here and have an actual fucking fight, I invite that. I will stand up man to man against anyone, anywhere, any place, any time. And my money's on me. I have those skills. That's not bullshit. But in my YouTube comment section, in my online home, I'm looking. The whole reason for the YouTube channel is just me documenting my life and looking for support. If that's not you, if you're not just gonna watch it and be interested in and watch what's happening and or support what's happening and offer support, if you're here for some other reason, if you want to call me a liar, a grifter, a con man, I don't have to tolerate you. It's taken me till now. It's a bit of a battle with my own free speech beliefs. There was a bit of dissonance while I was reaching this decision. Look at me. You want to fight? Come here. I will give any one of you, mano a mano, hand to hand, man to man combat. Any one of you. Give me warning. Don't just turn up and smack me around the head with a fucking plank of wood or something. But tell me you're coming and that you want to fight. I'll fight anyone, anywhere, in any way. Whatever rules you want. I'm that man. I am that man. But if you're name calling in YouTube and you're just a pussy name calling from across the planet, I got no time for you. I'm here struggling for survival in a fucking field with the authorities against me, with the police trying to do me, with the police trying to find me and give me, you know. That. You calling me names on the internet counts for shit. Even if you say you're in Torrevieja, even if you say you're just a mile away or 2 miles away, I couldn't give a flying fuck. Tell me you're going to come down here and you'll meet me 100 meters that way and you want man-to-man combat, to unarmed combat. I'll meet you. It's what I do. I used to teach it to men who did it for real. I taught guys who did it for a living. Now, let's go back. Where did we get to? We didn't get as far as... Where are we in terms of the fucking video? Because Ismo turned up and did the video, did the beer thing. Okay. First things first. Number 32. The numbers section. This is episode 32, so we do a small section about the number 32. 32 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the freezing point of water. You knew that. Especially if you're not from Europe. If you're one of the Yanks or Brits that are over 40. If you're over 40 and a Brit, you probably know about 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Did you also know 2 to the power 5 is 32? It is a binary thing. And it means that 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64 are all factors of 2 to the power 5. Also, no, hold on. Factors of 32, not 35. Silly me. Also, 1 to the power 1, 2 plus 2 to the power 2, plus 3 to the power 3. So that's 27 plus 4 plus 1 equals 32. 1 to the 1, 2 to the 2, 3 to the 3 equals 32. Maths, one of my things. One of my things. Okay, chess. Now there are 64 squares on a chess table, chessboard. 32 white, 32 black. And each team, each side has, at the outset, has 16 pieces. So 32 pieces. This is a big thing, guys. In a lot of sports, you're going to find 32 is a, because 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times, when you want to cut down and you want to halve and halve and halve and halve, you're going to start with a number like 64 or 32, where you can halve and halve and halve down to 4, 8, 4, 2, and have one winner. When you want to do that, you're going to go with a power of 2. 2 to the power of 5, 32. This is why all of the World Cups until, I think the last one, maybe the one before, 2022, they all had a round of 32 at the beginning. I think the last World Cup went beyond that. They added a few that needed some extras knocking out before you got there. But you need to end up with 32 so that you can halve and halve, and when it gets to the knockout stage, halve and halve and halve and halve. That's just how it's how sport works, isn't it? It's a competition. A against B, mano against mano, hand to hand, one against another. How long were we gone? I can hardly see the screen. I just saw something offering me to end the stream or continue. That's not good. That's not good. Hey guys, there's 14 of you here. There's 9 of you hit the thumbs up. If the rest of you could at least consider hitting the thumbs up, if you're at least interested. Adult teeth, 32, including the problem ones. Now me, I'm at least 6 Sigma that way. I got no teeth, none. No more. I had so much teeth trouble in my young life, not even adult life, in my youth life. I'm happy to have no teeth. But losing my final 7 involved stepping in where angels fear to tread. Again, I saved a man's life, I think. I got no reward for it, I got no recognition for it, but I exited a bar, turned a corner, and saw a man being held on the floor, one man holding him while the other man smacked him twice. Then the other man held him, and the first man smacked him twice. And with a bump on the floor, smack his head on the floor each time, as they change over. I had my first mobile phone, but I wasn't versed in using it. So I saw this happening late at night on a bank holiday weekend, and I stepped in. Rather than walking away and calling the police and saying this thing's happening, I walked in and I said, "Oi, this stops now." And these 2 men tell me what a bad man this is. The implication was that it was a paedophile or something. You know, we're dealing with a really, really bad man. Walk away, don't get involved. That's not my way. I was already involved. I stepped in. I had my 6 real teeth and a set of plastic teeth. And these guys had knuckle dusters and iron bars in their palm. Not just the iron bar on the outside, but the iron bar on the inside. So when I got smacked, I was a boxer, but I'd never been hit like like this in the, you know, my knee just gave, smacked me, face exploded, and then they started kicking me in the head, and my plastic teeth were broken, my real teeth were broken. Didn't end well, but the guy got away. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? If he's the paedophile that they say he is and he got away, that's maybe not a good thing that he got away. But it wasn't judicial process, was it? If you want to accuse a guy of being something and prove he is something, then you need a proper and correct judicial process. That's not what they had. That's not what they had. So I step in and I say, "Hey, this stops now." And they look at me like they're facing something important. And I'm a pissed up drunk who's like fucking 12 pints into a bank holiday weekend. You get me? I'm staring down two goons with knuckle dusters and whatever else they need. And I'm telling them how they're doing it wrong and how it shouldn't be happening this way. Didn't end well for me. The 7 teeth that I had left in my mouth were gone by morning, and so and my plastic ones were stomped into shit on the floor. I had cuts and bruises, and if you see me now, this is why I have a beard and what have you most of the time. If you see me when the beard's cut really, and the tash is cut really, really short, you'll see a line down here, you'll see a line across here, and you'll see a line here. And those are the injuries from that day. I look like I could be a, what do you call that thing that the kids in the 70s and the 80s with a cleft palate. My top lip looks like that when you see me, when it's cut short or when it's clean shaved. When I'm clean shaved, I look like I need a beard. When I got a short beard, I look like I should look better without, but I don't. Now you know why. I stepped in where angels fear to tread. And I am not ashamed of that. Not only am I not ashamed of the fact, I'm proud of the fact I did it. I'm proud of the fact I did it. Like when I stepped in to save the police officers' lives on those 2 occasions in the past. Doesn't do me any good. It gets me nothing. I get done here for a guy who's resisting arrest and using force against police. They don't accept that I'm a guy who goes around saving policemen's lives. Doesn't get me any positive points anywhere. Might be nice if it did, you know. If I had some kind of tag as a, I don't know, friend of society, friend of civilization. I agree we need a police force. I just don't like what I see from the police force we have. What do you think? What do you think of the police force we have? You happy with them? You're disappointed with them? I'm in Spain and they like to go hands-on as soon as. And the courts back them. And the head prosecutor is basically the chief of police. He's in a police uniform. The prosecutor stands in the court in a police uniform talking to the judge. And he works with him 5 days a week, as far as I can tell. Is that a good thing? You're shuffled by lawyers. You're shuffled through a system, a conveyor belt. Your lawyers never got anybody off ever. But that's not, their job isn't to get anybody off. Their job is to shuffle you through the conveyor belt. Guilty, 3 months or 500 euros. What do you choose? Da 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 da. This or that or that or that. They never get anybody off. I think at the start of a court case, you should be able to stand up in court and ask your lawyer what's the success rate. How many people do they get off? 75%? 66%? 50%? 0%. If your lawyer gets 0% off, you should be allowed to kick the fucker into touch and get yourself a new lawyer. Does that sound unreasonable? This was all a bit of a sideline from 1 squared plus 2 squared plus 3 squared. we were doing the mathematics of 32. What's 32? How does 32 line up with life? 32 teeth, I think we were on, weren't we? When I took I got 0. I am a 6 sigma variant. Now, if you're a scientist, you know what that means. I'm not just an outlier. I'm the fucking outlier. Hail me! Maybe. Okay. 32, International Dialing Code. Belgium. I know none of you know, because nobody knows anyone in Belgium. Why the fuck would you be ringing anyone in Belgium? Here's the problem with countries like Belgium. When their politicians become the head of Belgium, the prime minister, president, whatever the fuck, I don't know, whatever the head of Belgium is, it's like being the head of a small town in England. Maybe it's like being the head of Glasgow or Birmingham or Sheffield or something, you know, 2, 3, 4 million, I don't know. Now, you think you're a big deal because you're the head of Belgium. But nobody else thinks you're a fucking big deal because you're the head of Sheffield, Birmingham, Glasgow, Edinburgh. Who gives a fuck? You're nothing. Who the fuck are you? You're the head of 2 million, 3 million, 4 million. We don't care. The fuck? We have villages bigger than that, almost. The fuck are you doing? Claiming to be so this is why European in England you become the head of a big city, you've arrived, you're a big deal. If you're head of Manchester or you're the head of Glasgow or you're head of Birmingham, you're a big deal. If you're the head of London, if you're the mayor of London, wow, that's big. Maybe you can use that as a launch pad for you know, countrywide political domination. Like Boris did, Boris Johnson. Maybe you can do that. But if you're the head of fucking, you know, I don't know, name a town in Belgium, I can't. I don't know. Brussels, is that it? Maybe. With the sprouts. Wait for the cabbage in December. Who gives a fuck? So, Nobody cares. And so even though you're the big fish in a small pond, you want to go onwards and upwards. You want to challenge for something bigger and better. You want more control. You want control instead of control of these 4 million. You want control of 40 million or 400 million. You're looking onwards and upwards. You got to get bigger and bigger. That's the problem with Europe. Guy Verhofstadt. What a dick. I'm not going to go into the whole history of the guy. Just, you want to see him? Go look him up. He placed himself as a major anti-Brexiter. See, now I'm not going to reveal my side of Brexit. What I'm going to tell you is, I knew which way the vote was going to go. I knew I was coming out to Spain that year, 2016. But I'd been drinking in bars back in England. And I knew which way the working man was voting. All of them. Now, it wasn't that they were that they were, how would you put it? They weren't massively intellectualized. They weren't massively, what would you say? They didn't have a constant stream of data. What they had was a feeling that they were being denigrated. They were being put down. The ruling class took their vote for granted and either assumed you'd vote their way or assumed you'd be outvoted by the other people. That was how it was. I saw guys who drank 10, 12, 15, 20 pints a night, 4 or 5 nights a week, expressing negative views towards the European Union. Now, Nigel Farage doesn't drink with the real men in the real clubs and bars. But he has a sense of what's going on. He had a sense of what was going on. Whereas the Labour and the Tory and the whoever else, they had a distorted view based on their membership. Their membership aren't the British people. They're not the majority of British people. They're a cross-section of a mid group. If you allow dissent properly, and if you listen, you'll get a proper sense of where the people are. They didn't. Okay, anyway. Where the fuck are we? It's all a con anyway. I can't. Sorry, the sun is just too bright here, guys, and my screen won't go any brighter. I know, I'm still within the numbers. I'm still within the numbers. Okay. Phone code 32 was Belgium. I think we mentioned that. I think that's how we got off on the European Union thing. Atomic number 32. Germanium, used actively in fiber optics in the so-called glass to propagate light in a straight line and bounce it around within the line. So when it hits the edge and it bounces back in, keep the laser light moving straight. It doesn't move straight. It moves in a zigzag as it bounces off the walls, off the sides. But germanium's a big part of that. 32 on the periodic table. Also, Hindu scriptures, 32. Ganesh, I think it is the one with the elephant face with the trunk, can take 32 forms. Oh, I can't read. I hate the. Oh. See if I can read this down here. I cannot. I hate the clowns in ELJ. They are pure dictators. EIJ, ELJ. Sorry. Listen. I will watch through this later, afterwards, after it's been post-processed. Tonight, I'll watch it back, and any comments where I feel I need to address anything, I'll do a separate video and tackle these things afterwards. Listen, guys and girls, I've got as far as talking about, where are we? We're a bloody hour in, and all I've done so far is talk about the number 32 and some some side issues. Let's talk about this week, because that is the point of TrampCast. This is TrampCast 32. Okay. Let's talk about some thank yous. Since the last TrampCast, when I did a proper thank you section to my subscribers, you're going to like this. It's going to be educational. Especially to those of you that think this is a total grift. I'm going to tell you how much I earned over the last 2 months. I earned nothing. How much I was donated over the last 2 months. And who by. Okay? Now, 2 months ago, a guy strolled into the live stream, donated, and I contacted him and I thanked him, and I had, from his name, I had no idea who he was. And then I said, well, when I do a thank you, can I call you this or can I call you that? And he said, no, not that or not that. He said, but you could call me Scruff Dog. Dude, Scruff Dog, I should have thanked you before now. I might have. I'm not sure where the overlap is with the last session, but guys, Scruff Dog is a guy who I watch his streams on a Saturday night. I watch a guy called Big Clive, and he does a show called Big Clive Live. He used to do it every week. Now he does it every second week. And after he finishes, Scruff Dog, Clive used to do 2, 3, 4 hours, and now he only does an hour and a half. And Scruff Dog took up the gap. He filled that slot. When all of us that had been watching Big Clive were disappointed that there was nothing more, Scruff Dog stepped up. And I was in his chat one day and I was talking, I was saying, hey, I'm a tramp living in a field. Can I promote my channel? And he said, sure, yeah, go ahead. And the day after I did, so that's Saturday night. On the Sunday, I'm doing this program. I'm doing TrampCast. And he comes along. And Scruff Dog donates. Now, I don't know this exactly, but I think $50. I get it in euros, so there's an adjustment and an amendment. But $50, that ain't cheap. $50. Scruff Dog, I never thanked you, I don't think, until now. I think I thanked you like in your chat on your stream, but Scruff Dog, thank you, sir. I'm honoured. Next, Cameron B, 20 euros. That ain't cheap. 20 euros. That's you know. Then Alan Mack came in with 10, I think dollars. I think $10. I have to, guys. If it comes through as an exact round number in euros, I assume you donated euros. If it comes in slightly above, so it comes in as like 22 or 23, I'm going to assume that was pounds converted to euros. 20 pounds converted. If it comes in as 18, that's probably $20 converted to euros. But I'm working between dollars, pounds, and euros. It's possible you could donate to me in baht or in, whatever. Yen. I wouldn't have the fucking foggiest. Who knows? But it's what I'm doing. I'm working this way. So, Alan Mack, £10. Sven. Oh, guys, my mate Sven. Sven's been here this week. Sven came and said hello and took away some water bottles and then brought them back full of water a couple of days, either the day after or the day after that. But then on Friday, I'm thinking, here comes the weekend. I've not got much money. I've not got much beer. And Sven arrives with 12 cans of beer. Yeah, that's good. Friday night, I'm always open. Fridays and Saturdays, I'm always open to a case of beer. If you're ever in the area, guys, let's talk about alcohol. A lot of people will immediately assume that a homeless guy is either a junkie or an alkie. I understand why, but you have to understand it's a massive assumption. And unless you've got some kind of evidence to base it on, it doesn't stand up to inspection. So for example, I like a drink. If you bring me a bottle of whiskey, I'll probably drink it over the course of a weekend. 28 units of alcohol over 3 or 4 days, depending on how you measure it. That's like a 12-pack of beer is about the same. 12 cans of beer at 5% is about 20 units of alcohol. There's not 20, 27, 20, 25, whatever. It's not that big a deal. I hear, now, let me tell you a tale from my youth. I was a security guard once in London. And one of the guys I worked with would drink 2 bottles of vodka before breakfast. You see that? You see the difference? You see, that's an alcoholic. That's a guy who, if he was to stop cold turkey, would feel it. If you're doing 2 or 3 bottles of spirits per day, you're going to feel it when you stop. If you're drinking 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 cans, whatever, it's not even close. It's not even close. When the man from the government came, he was asking me how often I see a doctor. When I was arrested one time, they were like do you need to see a doctor? I'm like, no, I haven't seen a doctor in 25 years. What? No. As soon as you need to see a doctor, tell us. I'm like, yeah, okay, in another 18 or 20 years, maybe. I mean, what the fuck are you on about? I've seen a doctor, I think, twice in my adult life. And when I did, they basically told me to go away and come back later. I had three things that I could. I had a bit of a backache. I had a bad knee, and I can't remember what else it was. And basically the lady said, pick one. First time at the doctor's in 25 or 27 years. And she said, pick one. I pointed at one. She said, take whatever analgesic, I don't know. I don't know if it was aspirin, paracetamol, or ibuprofen, whatever it was. She said, take that for a week and come back and... Fuck. I don't need that shit. Pick one. No. Just no. Fuck off. Pick one. My taxes were paying for that shit. All those years I wasn't using it. The first time I needed it, and they said, you've got 3 issues, pick one. Fuck you! And now I've got this guy, oh, you need a doctor. No. I haven't needed a fucking doctor since I was 12. What are you fucking talking about? There's a couple of times I've been, but I never needed. Okay, guys. 1812. Shall we begin? Themes for the week. Sorry, I literally can't see your chat. My brightness is turned up as full as it goes, and I can't see you. I can't turn it up anymore, but in the current light, I hate the clowns in EU. They are pure... Oh, sorry. It's gone. Dictators. And I can't see who's saying it. I'm going to have to come back to you. I'm going to address comments. Okay, I'm going to do a separate stream tomorrow where I address these comments. Because I can't... I'm sorry. I wanted to handle this now. It's just not practical. Okay. Themes for the week. That's where we're at. Themes. I think I covered everyone who... did I cover everyone who sent me money? I might have missed a couple. I'll watch it back, and if I missed anyone, I'll add them in the follow-up stream. Okay, themes for the week, guys. Exploding eggs. I know, really. Like bang, bang. Really. If you watched about a month or 6 weeks ago, and I had a tray of eggs that were really old, and I'd put them in water to test what floated and what didn't, and if they sank they were good, and if they floated they were bad, and I threw away 2 out of 20 whatever, 2 out of 22 eggs, and all was good with the world. I'd separated bad eggs from good eggs, except I didn't eat the good eggs. I kept buying bread and chorizo and cheese and just doing like sandwiches. I kept eating in bed with the chorizo and the cheese. And I didn't do the eggy bread. I didn't use the eggs. And over time, I started to get. They were in a drawer in the bedroom, which stayed cool most of the day. But over time, I started to get the sulphurous kind of smell, and I thought something's not right. And I checked the eggs. None of them were broken. I was just getting a whiff, and the flies were kind of hovering around the drawer where the eggs were. And I thought, after 3 or 4 weeks, I thought, let's, you know, it's. I haven't eaten any of these eggs, but let's test them. Let's take them and give them a go. So I put them in water, and they were all floating. I managed to salvage like 4 out of 12 or however many I had at the point. Yeah, I'd eaten some in the meantime. Don't get me wrong. I'd had some, but there's like 12 left, and 4 of them sank to the bottom, and 8 floated. And the floating ones are the bad ones. So I put them in a case, and I took them back inside while I was looking at another batch of eggs to investigate. And I've put it back in the cardboard box, and I've closed the cardboard box, taken it in, and it went bang! Fuck off! Bang! What the fuck? And the bottom of the egg, the bottom of the, you know, the paper, the egg carton, the grey recycled paper egg carton. Wow! I literally had an egg explode. And half an hour later, had a second one explode. Fuck's that about? I took them out of the box, I put them in water, they floated, I said, okay, these are bad, I will be getting rid of them. Put them in a box together with other ones that were bad. 5 minutes later, bang! Fucking, like a literal fucking explosion. What's that about? Have you ever had a fucking egg explode on you? Now, in fairness, you have probably never kept an egg for 4 months in a hot tent without any kind of refrigeration. That's what we're talking about. Those of you in America, it's different for you guys. The way your eggs are processed, the way that they're washed and that the outer coating, the outer wax layer is stripped away, means that your eggs have to be refrigerated all the time and eaten straight away. For those of us not in America, we get about 4 or 5 months, even in a hot tent. Until this last week when I've overdone it a little bit. I've still got 4 eggs left out of the 12. But my ideas for cooking they're not a centre point of my plans. We'll see. We'll see. So that was, so we're on the themes for this week. Exploding eggs, that's one theme. Returning friends. Wow. How many of you remember my friend Joby? I'd been here, what, 15 months or so, and a guy turned up in February, I think it was February. And he'd slept in the next field over. And he'd not even put his tent up properly. He'd just bedded down in the cold, and he woke up frozen. And I guided him to a warmer spot under a tree, and he put his tent up, and he was hidden back. He was the second guy in the field. Now, those of you that worry that one man with a tent in a field means tent city and an inundation and an influx of illegal immigrants because tent city. Fuck you. I've decided. Listen. All of you. You know that I went a few weeks without doing a video, and then I suddenly just released 3 in 24 hours. There's a reason for that. There's a reason. I had to battle against some of my own beliefs about free speech. Let's talk. Free speech is a great ideal. It's fantastic. It is, I believe it's a cornerstone of modern society. Or should be. I'm in a country where it doesn't actually apply. If you've watched my videos, and I'm going to do a short of this, I'm going to do a short soon of too much democracy, not enough democracy. Do you remember too much free speech, too much democracy? Do you remember the Guardia Civil saying that while stealing my belongings? That video's coming. Eduardo, fuck you. Oscar, fuck you. The man from the government who's coming to help. I don't accept that premise. And you haven't helped so far. You got me a €500 fine. Well, you got me a choice between 3 months in prison and a €500 fine. Papers, please! Hey, Oscar. Hey, Eduardo. Do those words not mean anything to you? Papers, please! Okay, guys. Backtracking slightly. I've made 4 or 5 videos in this time and held off from releasing them because I'm human. Despite thinking that releasing them would be the right thing to do, I thought they might bring too much trouble down on my neck, and so I chickened out. How do you think I feel about that? Knowing what you know about me and how I like to stand up to trouble. The thing is, they kicked my dog twice in front of me, and I don't know what happened afterwards, but she's even worse. And she was left here unguarded for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours until friends came by and picked her up. My head was pushed against the window of the police car and the thumb was put in my eye all the way to the police station. My arms were dragged up my back such that the cut from the handcuffs is still a scar here now. However long, is it 4 weeks, 6 weeks, however long it's been, still isn't healed now. Oscar, Eduardo, you made an enemy that day. Now's not the time, but one day I'll be back. Try me. Okay, folks. Political points. I'm not really a political animal, except when they come at me. They make an enemy. I would allow both sides equal weight and equal whatever. They could do what they want. But when one of them makes an enemy of me, you make an enemy of me, cunt. What do you think is going to happen? I'm small fry. Less than 1,000 YouTube followers. For now. What about in 2 years? 3 years? 5 years? I'm a tramp living in a fucking field and I got almost 1,000 followers. Give me 5 years. What do you think's gonna happen? See guys, I said I'd made 4 or 5 videos, but my anger had got the better of me, and so I'd not released those videos. I still have anger issues around Oscar and Eduardo. I got no idea about their politics. I don't understand who or what. I don't know what the politics, what the parties are. All I know is that Eduardo set Oscar on me. Oscar turned up on a Sunday morning and the first thing he said was, "Papers, please." And when I said, "No, fuck you," he came back Monday morning, he asked again, and when I said no, he said, and he clicked his fingers and streams of police came running down through the field. And 5 minutes later, a second wave of police came running down the field. My dog was kicked. She now has problems with her hind legs, both hind legs, where she was kicked. I told you, Oscar and Eduardo, you made an enemy that day. You think I was kidding? You think it won't count? Watch me burn you, cunt! I am Dean, and you will not forget it. Just doxed myself, but that's okay. Anyone who's ever contacted me has been told my real name. DM Delta Mike. It's not. I'm not called Mike. My name's not Mike. DM. Some people make me angry. Some people have cost me hundreds of euros. Some people have cost me thousands. If you cost me thousands, I'm going to tell you, you made an enemy today. And later, I reserve the right to come back at you. Hey, Oscar. Hey, Eduardo. Hear me roar! Okay, folks. Quick drink. Chin chin. So themes of the week. Exploding eggs. Rewatching TrampCast 001. You guys from Authority, if you want to come at me, I'm talking to you, Oscar and Eduardo. Invest 2.5 hours of your time. I know it's a significant chunk. Watch TrampCast 001. my first TrampCast. I'd been promising my followers, all the while I was building up 100 and 200 subscribers, I'd been promising them I would tell them the backstory. Who is this guy? What's the story? What's the story? How did he end up in a field? How has he got thousands of pounds in the bank and yet he's homeless in a fucking field in Spain? I watched it again this morning. I thought to myself, I'll watch the first 10 minutes and then I'll maybe clip something and release a video. You know what? It was so captivating. I'm saying this with all modesty. I'm serious, guys. That guy is so captivating. I couldn't take my eyes off him. I know. That's a little bit gay, yeah? G-H-E-Y. I enjoy watching myself online. I don't know how, I don't know why. I think I'm quite good at this. I think I weave a nice narrative. I think I tell a nice story. You can disagree. You can disagree with decisions I've made. You can disagree with me on specific items. Here's what I'm not going to allow anymore, because we've had this in the past. Someone comes along in here and they say, he's a liar. He's a grifter. This is untrue. This is bullshit. Until now, I've allowed that. Because my personal beliefs about free speech. You know what though, guys? I have a greater responsibility here in this channel. I have a responsibility to me. Are you watching? Are you listening? I have a responsibility to my own mental health. This channel serves two. In my eyes, when I set this channel up, it had two purposes. To get my story out there, that's one. And to get me help. Like when I decided to put my tent in full view and not under a fucking tree hidden away in the background. I wanted to, when I built a shelter here, before it was a tent, I wanted to be seen. It was an invitation to help me because I knew I needed help. I was a man in a field with a dog. No money, no food, no water, no nothing. I left myself visible and looking bad so that people would help. They would bring water, they would bring food, they would, you know, they would stop, they would talk, they would chat, they would say hello. All of these things were just a great plus. Just someone walking past either this way or that way stops and says, hello there, how are you? Who are you? You English? Are you, what are you? You're Irish, English? What's the score? And you answer. And there's contact. There's a touch. There's a... I deliberately did that way back on day one. Because I knew I couldn't survive. I was a man. I'm a man from the modern world, into computers and into, you know, whatever. I didn't know. I'd watched a few videos from some survivalists and some, you know. I will mention Corporal's Corner. I will mention Bear Independent. I'll mention a guy called Scooch. Scooch or Such? Scooch. I don't know. And these guys that did survivalist, you know, how to live in the woods. Kent survive. Is it Kent Survival? These guys, I watched them. I took hints. I took tips, but I was a modern day office guy. Didn't know shit about how to survive. I didn't know how to take a shit in the woods. Honestly, how do you live without toilet paper? Do you know? How would you live without toilet paper? All of these things I have learnt from online. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's like I said way back, if you watch TrampCast 001, and I advise anybody, it's the first time I watched it in about a year, but I couldn't stop watching. I watched it from beginning to end. I was late with my notes prepping for today because I was too busy watching TrampCast 001. It's really quite enlightening. I was fascinated just watching it. And I was the one talking. Now, does that have any like mental significance? Am I really? Maybe. Maybe. So, exploding eggs. Returning friends. My friend Joby that used to live in the back here. And I took his tent down and I put it in my tent. And then the police told me I had to move. And I thought, oh great, I've got an extra tent. I can build like an extra getaway bag. I can have my getaway bag, an extra getaway bag. Maybe I hide the extra getaway bag somewhere around here, yeah? So that if they turn up and make me leave just with what I can carry and I can't carry enough, maybe I can have some shit laid aside. That's what I thought. But Joby, he was in touch. He came back. I didn't just I demolished his tent and subsumed his possessions into my own, thinking I can have that. I figured he'd gone back to England because there was nothing of any real value left in the tent except for the cooking stove, the gas stove. And I figured the gas and the airlines was the sticking point. So I figured he'd just left it behind because he couldn't fly it home. I thought he'd gone back to England. Turns out not. He's gone some miles that way. And he's still here. And he got back in touch with me after a while. So that was good. I was happy. I'm happy that he's okay and that he's alive and that he's, you know, free and that he's here. A little bit annoying that I'd built his stuff into my getaway bag, my go bag, my, you know, my emergency kits. Such is life though, you know, such is life. He comes back, it's his stuff, I gave it back to him. So yeah, where are we? Exploding eggs. returning friends, expiring food, no money. Here's the thing, guys. Okay, I don't do this often. I don't do this often. Normally when I'm doing these videos, I'll get a 10 or 20 euro donation from somebody. But I haven't done this for 4 or 5 or 6 weeks. I'm low on cash. I'm running out. I know there's the guys out there that are going to say, hey, he's a grifter, he's begging, he's doing e-begging, he's doing whatever. And yeah. My options are to put a cap on, go to a supermarket, put a blanket down, me and the dog, and put a cap down with a few coins in, and then wait for people to donate. I tried it once and it worked. I got about 10 euros over 2 hours, and it was all right. People were nice, especially people with children. People with children wanted to teach their children to help the less fortunate. Here's a man who needs help. We've got extra money. Why don't you go and give the man €1? And children would run up and put €1 in the hat. Didn't sit right with me. It didn't sit right with me. It's not impossible to do. I'm perfectly capable of doing it. You just say buenos dias as everybody comes past, or buenas tardes later in the day. It's not difficult to do, and a proportion will throw some money in the hat. Really? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I did it the once. I could do it again. It just didn't sit right. It's just not me. It's just not me. On the flip side, being as outright as I am now in saying, hey, I've got no money, I need money, can you donate to PayPal? Tina girl. Oh, no, that didn't work. Boy. Dog. Can we do this? I don't think we've done this yet, have we? Have we done the Tina thing yet? Here she is. Hey, babe. Are you there? There you are. There she is. She's a bit too close. Hey. That's my girl. That's my girl. I don't know, guys. E-begging versus begging. I'm against begging. I'm aware that what I do here could be called e-begging. I don't know where the line is. I don't... I guess you have to be the judge. It's your money. Do you want to help this guy? Do you not want to help this guy? Do you think he's a bit of a grifter who's just trying it on? Oh, she just pulled the line right out of my hand. Let me get her back again. Just give me 30 seconds. Oh, come back this way, babe. She's at full stretch that way. Bugger. Oi! And now she's scratching her ear. Beer number 2 from my friend Ismail. I didn't know he wasn't. I didn't know he was leaving. I thought he was just moving his car when he. Tina, stop it! I thought Ismo, I thought you were just moving your car. I didn't understand that you were actually just leaving. Oh. Where did we get, guys? We're still... Fuck. We're going to be carrying on tomorrow, aren't we? I thought I didn't have anything to go at. Returning friends, expiring food, no money. Off-grid cooking. Let's talk about off-grid cooking. So, if you've been here a while, you'll know that the only... Right. In 2 years of being homeless, nothing has ever been stolen from me. Not a single thing. Except 2 months ago, when the Guardia Civil turned up and stole my gas bottle, my barbecue, my plastic table, plastic chairs, knives, forks, plates, saucepans, all my cooking things. Plastic water bottles, flasks, water flasks. They stole them on the guise of fire prevention. They stole bottles of water because bottles of water could cause a fire. They stole a gas barbecue because the gas grill, 1 metre off the ground, like a gas ring, 1 metre off the ground, could cause a fire. Or the gas bottle sat in the sun maybe could cause a fire. A gas bottle has to reach 450 degrees centigrade before it's a fire risk. And that's when it's full. If it's half empty, you got to go twice as high temperature wise because pressure, it's a thing. Do you think that a gas bottle sat here next to a gas barbecue? Do you think it's hitting 6, 7, 8, 900 degrees centigrade in the sun? If it is, you've got a bigger fucking problem than the gas bottle. If the sun's hitting 900 degrees, 800, 700, 500, 300, whatever the fuck, I don't care. However many, if it's 100 centigrade, that's a bigger problem. Yeah? Tina, stop it. They took away my barbecue. They took away green garden or patio furniture. Why? Fire risk. Tina! The fuck! Go around! Go around! Doggy. Doggy! Guys, when I approached the mayor, Eduardo Delon, and I said, hey, I believe this is overreach by your Guardia Civil. No court documents, no, when they took everything away, no prior court documents authorizing them to do it. No paperwork from them. No listing what they took. No right to appeal. Just nothing. They just took it. They just called in the bin men and put it on the back of the wagon and took it away. How? By what right? By what law? What law allows you to just take away someone's property? I'm on private land, not public. That was an extra hurdle that my own lawyer didn't choose to chase during the process. My lawyer, you know, a appointed by the state. If ever you're in a court case and you're in a courtroom, step one, ask the judge if you can ask your lawyer what percentage of cases does she win. If it's less than 10%, bin her off. That's my advice. If she has never won a case, if she's just trained in shuffling you through the system and getting you a conviction, but as little a conviction as possible, fuck the bitch off. That's not how the law's supposed to work. You want a lawyer that wins 50% of her cases. A lawyer who doesn't even try and get you off, who just looks for the minimum conviction. Just no. Get the fuck. Next time. Next time. Okay. So exploding eggs, returning friends, expiring food, no money, off-grid cooking, generosity. Okay. Themes for the week. Go back to themes for the week. We have to talk about my friend Adela. One of the videos I tried to make about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. See, during my quiet spell, it's not that I didn't make videos, it's that I didn't release videos. I would make videos and I would go off and I would get so angry at the police and at the whoever, you know, Torrevieja, Ayuntamiento. I would get angry, and the anger would subsume the whole video. But there's a lady lives around here who knew me back. She knew me back before I was Delta Mike, when I was my original name, which got mentioned earlier in the stream. But I'm not going to say it a second time. That's down to you to chase down. But she knew me from the before times. And we've been talking for a while, and she didn't realise that she knew me. I knew her, and she didn't recognise me because big white beard and big white hair, and you know. But a little while ago, I approached her and I named her. You know, I was talking to her by name, which surprised her and gave her a bit of a start. And I said, "Hey, I know you." And I explained how I knew her and where I knew her. Now, for the past 5 or 6 weeks, once or twice a week, she's been bringing me meals. And I don't just mean like salad sandwiches. I'm talking about burgers and steaks and stews and, you know, like proper fucking food. Once or twice a week. And bags of treats for the dog and I mean more treats for the dog than I give the dog. I mean I've got a backlog now of 3 or 4 packs of dog treats because I don't treat the dog that much. But my friend Adela from back in the day. And I don't know, I need your help, guys. I need your help on this one. I don't know how to do this. I can't do like a give, send, go or a, whatever the alternative one was called. What's the one that's not give, send, go? We donate money and it goes to that cause. I can't set that up because I don't know enough about her. And I'm not probably considered trustworthy enough anyway. Let me talk to you. Just let's talk. Let's talk. Adela is looking after an elderly relative who is suffering from dementia. Okay? Imagine that. There's no off day. There's no. If she gets away for 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours, while someone else is doing the looking, that would be a miracle. But that doesn't. There is no miracle. Tina, fuck's sake. So Adela's coping with this. If you watch me for a while, you know I talk about Big Clive life. Well, Big Clive has a video from when his mum was alive. He was he moved in with his mum to look after his mum while she was in the late stages of while she was on her way out. He took her on holiday. They went to Australia. They went to Las Vegas. They did some nice things because he had the money to do it. But the overall story is that he was looking after his mum. And he'd wake up and it'd be the middle of the night and she'd be shitting out in the garden or you know. There'd just be... You gotta, look, I'm not telling Big Clive's story. I'm telling you that Big Clive's story is worth watching. Go watch it. Okay? Big Clive. Dementia. Just go watch. Just go watch it. Now, that's not where I'm at. But it's not far off. And Adela, it's kind of where Adela is headed. She's not quite there yet, I don't think. Although, I'm just a guy in a field. I mean, what the fuck do I know, really? But here's the thing. She's not getting the support from the state that she should be getting. She's waiting on confirmations and appropriations and acceptances and... Yeah? She's applying, but she's awaiting. Look. A person with not a lot of money, not a lot of time on her hands outside of what she's doing with her and her mum, is taking the time out of her life to help me. She brings me soups. She brings me stews. Yesterday, she brought me the most fantastic hamburger I've ever eaten in my fucking life. I kid you not, it was the most fantastic hamburger I've ever eaten, ever. And then there was a tinfoil thing with some pork steaks, three or four pork steaks, and a little one with 1 or 2 for Tina to eat, and then a bag of treats for Tina. When someone who hasn't got much to give is taking time out to give to a tramp in a field, oh fuck. Stop it, you puff. Okay. Man up. That deserves some recognition. Now, what I want to do a give, send, go or similar for Adela. But as a tramp in a fucking field, I'm not exactly the trustworthy, upstanding citizen that can front such a scheme, such a claim, such a I haven't got the vocabulary. Guys, my friend could do with your help. If we set a target low, I'm thinking like 500, maybe 750, maybe 1,000 at a push, 1,000 euros, 500 euros, 750 euros, something like that. Because look, there's 900 of you, my followers, my subscribers. If I can get 10% of you to donate 10 euros, got away from the guy over there. If I can get 10% of you to donate 10 euros, then we can get somewhere there or thereabouts, yeah? Somewhere north of 500, 750, maybe 1,000 at a... I don't know. But listen, look, she didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for anything. She doesn't want this. She doesn't want anything. She's a lady who knew me 4 or 5 years ago, but she didn't know she knew me. She forgot she knew me, and while she was walking her dog, I recognized her, and because I've got white hair and a big beard, and she didn't recognize me. She didn't know that she knew me until we started talking a couple of months ago. She didn't know she knew me. Helping someone else would, well, it would cheer me up no end. Oh, fuck. Stop crying, you pussy. It would cheer me up. If I could take my fame, bullshit, and help someone else, wouldn't that be good? I think so. Now, if you're not in a position to, or you don't want to, or you don't think it's a thing, that's alright. Just stay fucking quiet and shut the fuck up. Yeah? That's alright. I want to help a friend. I will feel good if we can help a friend. No? Why is that not a good thing? Of course it is. Okay. Themes for the week. That's a biggie. Generosity. Me paying back to a friend who has been here. Man, that burger yesterday was just the most... I told her. It's just the most spectacular piece of footage I don't know how else to explain it. It is just absolutely phenomenal. Okay guys, that was the themes for the week. I think there's all sorts around exploding eggs and food going off and off-grid cooking, but we're 2 hours 5 minutes in. Let's begin looking at the week itself. Shit, I've got no idea how we're talking this long. Okay, last Sunday. Normally I would only talk about Sunday evening onwards, because up to Sunday evening that would be up to TrampCast. After TrampCast would be where I was going. But there hasn't been a TrampCast for a while. So last Sunday, my friend Karen turned up and she's got the, well, I've had the shears all along here, stored. She's got the electric charger, if needed. But they've been charged and stored already. Before I had the EcoFlow River 2, before I had the EcoFlow power station. So I got these electric clippers stored. Can you see? Can you see? Come on. My friend Karen. And then the head. She puts a set of guides on. And we're done. Takes about half an hour. Takes half an hour, but it's been growing for like, what, 4 or 5 months. What do you think? I invited comment earlier and nobody. I invited comment right at the end of a video, and I assume nobody actually watched to the end. Nobody rose to the comment. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Come on! Delta Mike is as Delta Mike does. Hoorah! What are you thinking? So, Sunday night, that was Sunday when she cut my hair. Monday morning, here was one. I open up my emails about twice a week, and it's not on a fixed schedule. It's just whenever I think, oh, it's been 3, 4, 6, 8 days. Let's have a look at the emails. You know, it's not on a fixed schedule. I open my emails and I get an email and it says, "Hey up, it's Joby." Now Joby was the guy in the other tent over yonder. Yeah? He disappeared. He didn't even take his tent. He left his tent, he left his cooking equipment, plastic boxes and some bedding and some bits and pieces. And I assumed that he'd gone back to England. I thought it was exactly on his 3 months. And I thought he'd gone back to England and left like his gas cooker and things because he couldn't get them on a plane, and his tent just because it's difficult. No. So after 2 or 3 weeks, I'd taken his tent down and I'd brought it into my tent. And then when I got trouble with the police telling me they were going to move to have me evicted with a lawyer, with a judge, I'd put together like some kits, some what would you call them? Go bags, or just some kits in case I had to move quick. I figured I'd add his bag in with my sleeping bag and some bits and pieces, and I'd be better off than I was without it. But no, he came back and he said, "Hey, these are mine." And I'm like, yeah, they are. I'd taken them in in my mind, in my head, I'd taken them in with half a, like a guardianship role. If he comes back for them, I've got them. Nobody else has stolen them. I haven't let anyone else move in or live in his tent. I've taken them down. I've got them here. It's all good. So I'd got this guardianship kind of role in my head. But on the flip side, I'd also got this, hey, if the police make me walk away with all I can, only with what I can carry, I'll take his tent rather. My 3-man tent is bright orange from my 100th subscriber. It's bright orange in a bright green case. His was silver but with the black tarp over the top. If I had to be hidden in a bush somewhere, his would be better. Yeah? That's all. It's just that. It's not a... I don't hate anybody. It's not a thing. So yeah. Joby got in touch and he's here and I'd got these things and yeah. Now, later Monday, later the same day, my friend Ismo, who is currently, well, Ismo just pulled up here, didn't he? That was who was just pulled up. Ismo was just in Germany yesterday. He landed in Germany. So Ismo was driving his car from Finland to Spain. And he got to Germany and the brakes went bad on him. And he had a big choice of paying thousands to a mechanic or just coming to Spain. Park the car in a garage. Park the car in a garage. Park the car in a garage. Come back here. Later on, go back to Germany with the parts to do the fix. And then drive it here. And that's where he's at now. He just did that. What I didn't expect was that he would pull up through the TrampCast, ditch some beer, and go. I thought he was going to park his car and come back. No. What do I know? What do I know? Okay, guys. Off-grid cooking and generosity. Okay, so off-grid cooking. I cooked the other day from my solar panel. Here's the thing. When the Guardia Civil and the Policia Local were last here, the Policia Local came and they had the man with all the egg, with all the scrambled egg. Do you know what I mean by scrambled egg? The yellow braid. This man was like, he wasn't just one level up. Like if they're cops and he's a sergeant, he wasn't a sergeant. He wasn't a lieutenant. This guy was some kind of captain or major or I don't know their ranks. I don't know their ranks. But this guy would not look at me, would not talk to me, would not interact with me, would not smile at me. I'm looking at him and and he's stone faced. He's on the phone. And he's trying to find out the coordinates. He's trying to ascertain that it's public land and that therefore he can evict me. He failed. He failed. He spent an hour here, not talking to me, walking all around, talking to as many people as he could, trying to assess that he could evict me from here. And in the end, I'm stood at my corner, they stood over here, and in the end I just said, I'm going in now, guys. I'm going in. You can fuck off now. I'm going in. Just that. I went in. I'm going in now, guys. And one of them shouted back, okay, hasta luego. But the others were not happy. And in particular, Jefe. Jefe was not happy. Now, Jefe from Policia Local commanded that Guardia Civil come round a few days later. And Guardia Civil came around and they said, you have an oven? I said, oven? No oven. They went, no, you have an oven. I said, no, I used to have barbacoa gas, but Guardia Civil stole it. Huh? Stole? Yeah. I said, took. No legal authority. You take my things, no legal authority. You take it. Barbacoa, stole. And he went, no. I said, sí. And we had a mini standoff for a minute or two. Then he asked me if I had an oven. Here's his mistake. The word oven. I don't have an oven. No horno. Horno. No horno. No tengo, no horno. He chose the wrong word, which allowed me to answer him truthfully, but not what he intended. So they just had to go away. Now, the one of them had the big fuck off, he had a big truncheon up his back, like sticking up above his head. Big rubber fuck off metal core truncheon, but up his back, ready to smack me or my dog. But for no need. So I asked him, ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Why? Why? ¿Por qué? No es un problema, he said. It's not a problem, said the other one. And he's got this one up his back. Hey! Hey! Tina! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hola, amigo! Hey! Tina! Tina! We're live on YouTube. Let's not be nasty. That's a guy. Okay. So, the guy who lived over here is gone. But there's another guy now, directly over the back, with his dog Viva. And the situation's a little bit more difficult. Anyway, these are all the themes of the week. Have we started with the proper week? Have we started with the week proper? Haircut and beard trim from Karen we got. Okay, Monday. Joby got in touch and he's here and he's alive. We're talking about Joby, my friend that used to live in a tent here. He left the tent behind. I collapsed the tent and built it into my escape procedures, but once he came back and said, hey, I'm here, I had to give him back his tent and his stove and his bits and pieces. That's that's fair enough. That's okay. I thought I'd gained by collapsing his tent and some bits, but no, he came back and he said, hey, they're mine. And that's, if it had been the other way around, if these had been my things and I'd collapsed them down and left them and someone else had picked them up, I'd want them back. So, you know, that's okay. So Monday, Joby got in touch and said, hey, I'm here. That's where we were at. But then Monday afternoon, Ismo, my friend who's just gone to Germany and come back and brought beers. And there's beers here. Hold on. Look. There's beer here. He just left me half a dozen beers. He knows I'm going to drink them. Tina go. Where are we? But, where are we? Joby got in touch and he said, Ismo bought 12 pack of... My friend Ismo came to the camp. Now, a couple of months ago, Ismo set off from Finland driving his car to Spain. And he drove his car and he got a ferry over from Finland to Sweden, from Sweden somewhere, I think to Germany or somewhere like that. And then something happened with the brakes on what do they call them? The metal clamps that do the braking on one of the wheels. And he thought he could fix it, and he tried to fix one, but then the next one broke as well. So he came to Spain. He flew to he left his car parked in the airport garage in Germany, and he came to Spain. But he always had the idea that he'd go back, get the right parts. He knew what he needed, and he knew how many wheels he needed it for. 1 or 2 wheels with this kind of clamp and that kind of brake fluid and whatever. I don't know. I got no fucking understanding. But he was going back, and yesterday, the day before yesterday was the day that he went back, and yesterday he started driving this way. And then this morning, he was going to set off on the end of the job. So it was when he pulled up here, and said, here's a can. Yeah, that's my friend Ismo. He didn't want to take part in the actual live stream. He just brought some beer so that I could say vascular. Tjena. Kippis. That's cheers to my Finnish friends. And I have a few Finnish friends. Now, isn't this bad? How long have I been twattering on? And we haven't really got going. 12 pack of beer. Ismo, 12 pack of beer. Now Tuesday this week, I had no real plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just going to stay in the tent. It was just going to be another day. But we got the food. It gets hot inside the tent. We got these eggs that have been there for months inside drawers, and it's getting a little bit smelly, but we can't quite work out why. And I bring the tray out, and I put all the eggs in water. If you float, you're a bad egg. If you sink, you're a good egg. And I separate them. And I separate the good from the bad. I put the bad eggs in a tray. And just as I'm putting them away and getting the good eggs out, one of the eggs just fuck off. It just like pop, sulfur, bop, explodes inside the drawer. Wow, really? Yeah, yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. Okay, folks, where are we? Talking about Monday and how Joby got in touch and he's there and we're all good. And how Ismo came around later that same day and brought a 12-pack of beer. And we had, yeah, a little bit of beer in the afternoon. Monday beer in the afternoon with my mate Ismo. Tuesday, like I said, there was no real indication what was happening or why it was happening, but the eggs just exploded. That was just a thing that just happened. On Wednesday, Joby turned up in person. Like I wasn't expecting this. Joby had been in touch from afar. Like, I can do this, I can do that. But what he'd done was say, hey, I can come tomorrow. But my internet's a little bit less thorough. I'm a little bit less, I don't always get what I expect. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Job is here again, as we used to say. Yeah, after the exploding eggs, Job is here as well. So Wednesday night, late evening, we had thunder and lightning, and we had so much thunder and lightning. And Tina hates. Oh, it's not just she hates. To say she hates is to underplay. It's more conceptual. It's more fundamental to her being. She doesn't like thunder and lightning. It's not just, oh, I see you're doing thunder and lightning. Oh, I'll take it. Oh, I can do this. I can. No. She just hates thunder and lightning. She just hates it. It's not a thing. Ha! No. Not a thing. Hmm. Ha.